Ososik, and in today's video, well, if you saw the last one, we just got back from Spoon Sports USA because Spoon Sports from Japan, which is Type 1, sent me a bunch of goodies. So we partnered up on doing a bunch of R&D for some of the latest products that they want to come out with for the 11th generation Honda Civic Si. Because obviously, as you know, they're in Japan, they don't have the Si version out there. So we're working together and just developing parts. So be on the lookout for that and for the announcements that they make, or myself, I'll make the announcements too when they become available. And we got the big brake kit on there, so that's super sick. The blue stands out with the black, like just the contrast, it's dope. So aside from that, in today's video, well, we got some more modifications that we're gonna be installing and getting this car ready to debut, honestly, at the Experience, which is May 7th in Bakersfield, California. And that's presented by Hondata. And one of the cool things about that is it's actually going to be under the Spoon canopy. So Spoon gave me a canopy because unfortunately they can't make it themselves, but we are going to debut everything that they gave me, and you can see it in person and not just on the video. So be sure to check this out under the Spoon canopy at the event on May 7th. Aside from that, before we went out to Spoon, if you saw the other video, we recently got a dyno. Daniel Butler and I, who Daniel tunes all my cars, we purchased a Mustang Dyno, which is an all-wheel drive dyno. And just like anywhere, different dynos and different locations, they read different, but the dyno's just a tool. So I also have a video that I posted when I first got the car, taking this car to Church Automotive Testing, which is a dyno hub. So we did some baselines there, but now that Daniel and I have our own machine, it only makes sense to do the baseline here, so we could accurately gauge whether the mods we put on this car are making a huge difference, little difference, or no difference. So before we went to Spoon Sports USA, I did put it back on the dyno and did another baseline just to get this car on our dyno. So now we have two different locations, two different conditions, baselining the same exact car in the same exact form. So back to the next modification for the 11 Gen Si, and I'm really excited to share with you guys is, well, I'm not gonna tell you guys, just keep watching. All right, so this is gonna be the new setup for the 11 Gen. Got the Titan 7 TS5s, 18 by 8.5. plus 35 offset. And paired with the Yokohama A052s, which is a 255 35 R18. This is gonna be a really fun track car or a little canyon car. Oh, we're not at the track. Actually, honestly, these guys probably, if you're a drag racer, you know exactly what that is. All right, so we just got back from getting the Yokohama A052s installed on the Titan 7 wheels, and honestly, you can still see the KY lube right there. I mean, just, you know, I'll clean it up right now once they're actually on the car. But just look at how the Yokohama sits on this Titan 7 wheel. It is the TS5 18 by 8.5, and the tire size is a 255 35 18. So as you can just see, there's a lot of tire for this wheel, and I just hope it doesn't rub on the fenders or the rear quarter panels. And even if it does, well, guess what? I'm just gonna roll the fenders and stuff anyways. But I think it's gonna be good. I haven't tried it yet, and we were kind of skeptical too when I talked to the guys over at Titan, but there's only one way to find out, right? So the car's not lowered, so obviously that'll help it from not rubbing. But even if it would rub, lowering the car and adjusting the alignment would for sure, we could just, you know, adjust the camber and hopefully make it to not rub. But worst case scenario, I'm more than willing to start modifying the body on this car and extending the fenders, etc. So let's just put this on the lift and throw these on and take off that spacer, because again, if you do have the Spoon Sports big brake kit, you cannot run the stock wheel unless you have a 10mm spacer, but even at that, you should probably put like extended wheel studs. So let's throw these bad boys on, and these for sure clear, and honestly, this can change up the entire look of the car. And with the black wheels, the blue calipers are gonna just look sick. So, and if you haven't used these tires, especially on the track, I highly recommend them. Yokohama did a really good job with these, and they're fun. Now for the street, I definitely don't recommend it, because then unless you wanna just keep wasting money on tires, but track, get these. I think on the W2 car, we use 8008s for like just normal street stuff when we're not at the track. All right, let's go. All right, so obviously if you guys saw the last video, we have the spacer on because the stock wheel does not clear the Spoon Sports big caliper. This is a 20mm spacer. We did measure that you could get away with the 10mm, but then it wouldn't leave enough thread for the OEM studs, so you should probably get extended studs. But you know what, just because I wanna see what it would look like, I'm gonna throw the Titan 7 wheels on this with the spacer just to see how much it sticks out. If you look on the side, yeah, it sticks out way too much. That's tight. That's so, no, we're not doing that. Not so sick. So, anytime you want to check clearance, this kind of little breakdown on how you check clearance. You see the caliper, and then you see the space between the caliper and the wheel. So it's good up front, good up there, and then also I'm gonna check the shock and everything. But we already did that, so it's all good. If you guys do want like a more technical version of that, let me know in the comments, and then maybe we'll, whenever we get some time, we'll do like a little write-up of that or something. All right, so off the jump, the new wheel setup is way lighter. Here, I'll lay this down right here. You can see the differences. Now, it does kind of replicate the OEM look, but obviously it's way more aggressive, which is what I like. So I'm really excited to see what this looks like on the car, because with the aggressive wheel and tire, it'll change the whole feel of the car, because that's one of the biggest things everybody's saying is like, oh, the 11 gen isn't as aggressive, which I agree, but wheels and tires make a huge difference along with a couple of aesthetics. So with the right offsets, right tire combination, you could turn a car that's not so aggressive and then make it look aggressive. And if it's still not as aggressive as I like it to be, well, I might go wider and start cutting the fenders, extending them and doing all that, but we'll see. First steps is just getting this car ready for the experience. And there you go. So there's that. Obviously now it's gloss, and right here you could definitely tell that the new setup is way wider. The height of it, it's not as tall, it's off by a little bit, but the width of it is just way bigger, and obviously this is a really good tire. So bye-bye all seasons. All right, got the wheels on, now time to torque it. So we're gonna lower the car and check the clearances on the fenders, rear quarter panels, but so far I'm really digging the way this shit looks. Oh yeah, it's gonna rub for sure. All right, so obviously we just brought it down from the lift, so need to drive it so that everything can settle in, but I could already tell this is for sure gonna rub unless we put some camber in it. But either way, I'm most likely gonna need to roll the fenders and stuff, but I'll do that after the event. We'll drive around, let it settle, and get some more shots and see what it looks like. But you know what? That's gonna wrap up this video. So again, thank you guys for watching. If you haven't, be sure to subscribe, and we're gonna keep going with this build and keep modifying. We're doing it slowly in steps. I'm really holding myself back because part of me just wants to just go fully built motor, do everything kind of like what I did with the Tension, but I'm gonna slow it down, go step by step, document everything like I always do, and really just get a lot more driving times to share with you guys so you guys can see every single step of the way. But again, this build, I'm not planning on doing it like the Drag 10th gen. I don't care to make 800 horsepower anymore in the L15. I think a solid 300 would be more than enough to have a lot of fun at the road course, do some time attack stuff, and obviously just drive it around on the street as a daily. So drive it around, you guys will see some shots, and stay tuned for the next video, because the next video we're gonna move on to the interior and do a couple mods there. So be sure to look out for that coming soon. Warmed up the tires yet. We literally just put them on, and you can already hear how much gravel these tires pick up. So again, guys, thank you guys for watching, and be sure to follow us on all social media platforms. And if you guys want any merch or products, make sure to hit up the Ososik eShop. If you want to start scheduling in your installs and dyno appointments, be sure to hit us up on the DMs. You can hit me up at Ososik on Instagram. And again, please be sure to subscribe and give us your input, feedback, what you guys want to see. If you think we should change it up a little bit, but aside from that, these are just vlogs going not only just with the 11 gen build, but just everything we do at the Ososik eShop along with the Ososik team. Honestly, appreciate all your guys' support. And yeah, if you guys are in California this Saturday, which is going to be May 7th, be sure to go to Famoso Dragstrip to see this car under the Spoon Sports canopy tent. And you can see all the Spoon stuff in person, and the car will look completely different. I've still got a couple more mods to do, and thank you guys for watching. Be sure to subscribe. And again, a huge shout out to Titan 7 Wheels, Yokohama, and also Spoon Sports Japan and USA. So next up, honestly, I think it's time for the Hondata. Let's get some more power out of this.